lake. It's a pike lake, unfortunately, and I go see how much roach I could catch. With it being a pike lake, unfortunately the roach and other fish don't get very big in here, so I've got to work really hard. I've got one rod and one keep net. I've got my daughter here with me, she's got her rod, but all the fish she catches we go throw back. All the fish I catch I go throw and keep net. Got a few hours. Here's the bait. First of all, fine breadcrumb, dead maggots and odd sweet corn, squirted with a bit of maggot juice, and I'll throw a little bit of that out because you don't want to feed them, it's just giving a smell out more than anything. So it's very blended up. I've got white maggot and casters and red maggot. Often I use a maggot and a caster because the caster, they float, and the darker the caster they are, the more buoyant they are. So I like to use a maggot and one of them, so it floats down slowly, and often you catch a lot of fish and there's one getting away. Landing net just in case I catch something a bit bigger. My rod's Float Max 10 foot by NGT, basic cheap NGT reel. The line's quite thick, it's a 12-pound line. Ideally for small little fish like this I'll probably use about a 6-pound, but there's a heck of a lot of weed in here, and this rod I use everywhere. I use for carp fishing as well, and I just tend to keep the same line. Down the line I've got a couple of shots with a little float there, a clear float, so it's harder to see, especially with this bright light. Then another couple of shots down the line a bit, a little shot there, then a loop at the end of the line. That lets me change my hook link at the end, which is I think that's a 6-pound line, so it's a bit more finer than the main line, so if I get caught up that's going to break, not my main line, and it gives a bit more natural look to the bait. There's a little shot there, then a long length of nothing, so it sort of basically sinks down like that, and this sinks down slowly, and on the end I've got a size 12 maggot hook there. This is all the tackle I use for small silverfish. 6-pound line for the hook links. These are hooks. I use between 12 and 14. 12 you could easily put a couple of maggots on there, if not more. Whisker barbed ones, especially for maggots. And that one. Just some lead weights there. And in here I've got a little fold up pliers because I'm doing my teeth in, using my teeth, so I've got to use the pliers. Disgorger, a couple of pre-tied hook links, different size hooks, and just different size and styles of floats. That one you can fill up with water and cast out further, but I normally just use the little stick floats, and that's it really. So I've got the float, a couple of shots, it sort of bends like that when it goes down in the water, and the hook, which is at this end, slowly goes down like that. So first of all I swap and change. Normally at first the fish bite quite easily and catch loads, but after a while they get a bit wary and they know there's danger in there, so they sort of start sucking on the maggot. Me personally, I just pick any, so I'll go for a red first. There's different ways you could do it really. you can slide the maggot up the hook and over the eye like that, so it covers the shank, which I like to do. But when you're trying to catch loads of fish, you don't often have time for this. This is more when you're not trying to catch a lot. See, like that, it covers that, and then the caster, these break off quite easily, but the roach love them. Like that, and guaranteed catch something like that. Or you could do like a cocktail bait, as I say, one maggot. See, it looks like they've got eyes, but they're not eyes, there's little breather holes. You just nip the hook just through a thin bit of skin like that, that keeps it wiggling and alive longer. And the cocktail bait, another maggot next to it doing the same, like that. Basically, when they're laying next to each other, they're sort of fighting and not liking it, obviously, and kicking about, which would attract the fish. And normally when I'm reeling in loads of fish, got one after another, that's what I tend to do, just quickly whip a couple on, cast out, keep it going.
I saw the fish dropping out.
See, straight away I caught one, pretty easy, but it is coming the end of the fishing sort of season, because winter time is really difficult, me personally anyway, catch fish, because the fish sort of go into semi-hibernation, and I'm trying to make the most of it. Another little one. Another thing I do sometimes is when I throw a little handful out like that, then I'll cast my hook out, and what I do sometimes is just, oh god, biting, just keep lifting it up and dropping it to imitate falling food. I just reel this one in. This is where a pole rod would be better. Just plucking them out. Then they do get a bit wary and start just sucking at the maggots. Make it a bit more difficult to catch. That's when I change the baits or change the style of the baits. Some false bites now, so getting a bit wary. Or it might mean I had to cast further out. Which, in a match situation, I don't really want to do, because if I could do it, I like to catch everything just under the rod tip, so it's quick. If I had to cast out and I catch the fish, it's the time of reeling it in and recasting it that distance. It all adds up. Oh, weed. I've been fishing here for the past hour, but I think they moved off up there because I can see all the splashing and bubbles. They've gone a bit wary here, so now I'm having to cast. I'm catching, but it's the time of reeling it in, and the time you're reeling it in, you're sort of losing out on time having the hook in the water for the next fish. It's all part of the fun. That one had some weed attached to it. It just came off. I think the fisher moved on, so we go pack up in a bit, weigh them all, and see what we got. Let's get them weighed. £10, 15 ounces. So I managed to catch that within 3 hours. It would have been good to see how much more I could have caught if I had all afternoon, but things to do. All packed away, tackle in the box now, and rods and stuff, litter. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.